Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the New Nasty Boys. I'm your co-host this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you decide to listen to this thing or watch Billy DeVore. And sitting next to me on the screen is
Chris Weir, what's up, Nasty Nation? Welcome back to the Fart Dunge. Good to have you here.
I miss the smells. I miss it already, you know. It's just
Oh, we miss you.
it's
It's
heartbreaking, man. Really breaks my heart.
breaks my fart.
Breaks my fart, but I've been living it up in my office. If you can see the kind of yellowish hue behind me,
That's your aura, baby.
well, or my holes aura, you know.
Yeah, you've been having a rough few days.
Yeah, that's why we're doing this over Zoom. I've been sick. I don't know what it is. It's probably just real bad allergies because I took a COVID test, but like it's it's not fun.
Yeah, the night sweats, right?
Yeah, I had the night, morning, afternoon, evening sweats. I was like the bagel bites of sweats.
Oh man, butt sweats too, right?
Dude, the worst is just the crevice sweats everywhere.
Oh yeah, man. Worse than the norm. I hear you, man. That sucks. Well, thanks for powering through the
Yeah.
note one.
Of course, dude. It felt like when I was pulling the sheet off of me, or like the blanket on the couch, it was like flypaper got stuck to the wall.
Oh no,
It's
that
like,
bad? It's
yeah,
a really good and bad feeling, you know?
yeah. It's just not fun. Hopefully, I feel better in the morning. I've been pumping myself full of Gatorade and water and LaCroix, and you know, Monday, Tuesday, I felt like the Reds looked terrible.
Yeah, that's not bad. You probably had more hits though, but that's not saying much.
It's not saying much. I scored as many runs as they did on Friday.
Yeah, they had a rough time, and so did you. And if anyone missed the pod, was looking for it, sorry we didn't get that out. A little bit of Billy's going through his flu game.
That's right. This is it. This is my Francisco Lindor, Michael Jordan flu symptom like game. It's fun.
We'll be carrying you out later with some towels on your head. I'll get Scotty Pippen to come on in later, and then yeah, we'll do that for you.
Yeah, I've got Alicia with an IV downstairs ready to hit me as soon as this is over.
That's perfect. That's great. All hands on board for this one.
Yeah. So how was your weekend?
It was good. I was kind of taking it easy a little bit, just trying to chill. We got some future science stuff up on the horizon, so I've kind of shifted a little bit of focus, doing like clicking on the screen, doing some typing for some scripts, and trying to coordinate with dudes. Just shooting stuff is always challenging. Doing logistics with the dudes in their 30s is not the greatest, but it's still fun. I'm enjoying focusing on that. But yeah,
Yeah, it
most
doesn't
of the
help.
thing right here.
It doesn't help that a fourth year dudes are in Europe. So
I know, dude. There's like everyone's like traveling like this month, and everyone's like, I was like, I'm trying not to have like anything really like in the way, and then like half our guys are like, I'm gonna go to Paris, which is fucking awesome. But it's just like you're looking at it like, oh man, we're trying to coordinate these things, but that's just how it goes.
yeah, it's a part of the
Mhm.
game, dude.
Yeah. How was your week?
It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday were fun, as much fun as you could have. I was at all three games. And then I think it might have just been outside, and all that stuff because I didn't go hard in the paint. I just was like outside and my body was like, "Hey, all this pollen trying to kill you."
Did you try any new foods at the ballpark? Or is that you got all of
No.
them checked off the list? There's nothing new there. It's all hat.
Uh the only things new that I would have to do would be go to the Scouts Club. I think the only thing I'm missing is the Bratter Up and the new taco stand, and then whatever they're offering in Scouts Alley.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that I'm missing. So, but I do have an idea already for a new food dish
I bet you do.
that, I still got to edit and put out the one of the brisket dog and all that. Got to edit all that, but
Yeah,
I'll
don't
find
release
time.
until it's ready.
Yeah, I feel close to ready. It's just getting it together. But yeah, aside from that, just lived at the ballpark and then chilled at home. It was a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
That's great. Up until his sickness, but hey, you made it out to the ballpark, so that's a victorious weekend.
It's all we can do, buddy. It's all we can keep doing. So let's get right into it. Let's get this train rolling. Detroit dropped their City Connects.
They did.
The Motor City vroom vroom. Here we go.
What's your take?
I think they're fine. I like there's parts of it I like a lot. Like I like the texture of the tire on there
Okay.
with the blue with the going into the navy. I think that the cuffs are cool with the like striping.
I did
With
like that.
I like that with like the tire tread that match the kind of the front. I really like the little tiger logo on the patch on the bottom and the
That was a
texture
tough
of
looking
the
logo for
piping.
sure.
Yeah, the piping texture also sharp. The VIN number's fun, but my big thing is I think the fonts are boring.
The VIN number, honestly, I laughed out loud, like really when I first saw it, because I pulled it up and that was like one of the first things. It's like, oh, it's a VIN number. It's like you're something that gets scraped off after someone like tries to murder some guy on the side of the road. I just thought that was so. I mean, I like the Motor City thing, but like I get totally with the tire treads on the front being so prevalent. It just reminds me of like a monster truck T-shirt that a little kid would wear. That's what it looks like. I look at it and say that thing is sticky with candy and has pizza sauce on it. That's all I think about. I think it's like some snot nosed kid wearing that. Like I'm not saying it's a bad design. I'm just saying for Detroit as a uniform, I like the Motor City lean in, but I think the tire treads, missed them. They took the wrong turn with the tire treads there. Got off the wrong exit.
Yeah. And on the
Should have
back,
pumped the brakes a little bit.
on the back, it just says Gravedigger 88.
That's what I'm thinking of. It's the gravedigger thing. Sharpening the shovel since '88. That's one of its sayings. But yeah, dude, it reminded me like of Monster Jam T-shirt or something. But it's still a good design. I just think like I'm excited for this new revolution of textures and uniforms. But I think this one was just so overriding like the logo and stuff that it kept drawing my attention to it. I mean, now we're just getting like really aesthetics of uniforms, but I love this stuff.
I do too.
Yeah, I think like very similar. Okay, not similar to Tampa Bay, but I'm nitpicking a few things. I definitely put Tampa Bay far over Motor City Connect.
I agree. And then this boring sans serif font that's been going everywhere, this futuristic look that's supposed to look clean. I'm like, this is so boring when Detroit has the iconic, script font that they could have busted out. Imagine just a big M Motor City and then it kind of going, that would have been so much better than just like Motor City.
I agree. I really love that script font, the little dash underneath. I'm a sucker for some of those things. Like when good design is done very well, you hardly notice it, and I think they missed the ball. Yeah, sans serif is it can be a cool font family or a type of font,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean it has to be boring.
No, you could have done something so much more with the hat.
Yeah,
Because that D is so classic, and yet it's just still like Motor City. And what's really fun is if you can they what they should have done is started trying to scratch out the VIN number on the side so it was stolen.
yeah, I love that. But I
Like
am saying like the textures and stuff like that. I just think this one just kind of missed the mark a little bit.
I do too, and then we're just still back to navy pants. You know, we're back to keeping it the same tone. Where I'm like, that would have been really cool if you went with the blue as the alternate for the pants. Like if you're gonna try to make stuff look softball-ish, lean
Yeah.
all the way in.
Yeah, they already went like as far as like changing up the texture of the uniform, which just hasn't been done with baseball. So yeah, why would you stop at the pants? It already looks like a radical sort of costume that they're wearing. So yeah, and what you're talking about with the Rays, I think the purple pants would have been really cool. Looking at that again, I'm on board with the purple. Okay,
Yes.
converting me.
Convert. Give us fun pants that
Yes.
also work.
Yeah, I dig it. The trims, I think they're excelling on the little trims, the little accent stuff. I just think they're getting a little too far out ahead of themselves for some of the more fun texture things. But hey, I'm excited for this new venture in uniforms.
Someone just hit a homer.
Hearing some,
I heard fireworks.
I think we got a Stevenson bomb.
Oh, Is it coming? Because I heard it from my office, which is pretty cool. I
Yep,
turned I
left center. Good. I think that was the first pitch. Maybe no, it was a two. I'm still at the side angle here, guys. I'm never going to fix that damn TV. Like, I'm not putting any more holes in that wall. It's forever to be facing away from me. I'm going to,
I
like you said, set up a series of mirrors
yeah.
before I put a hole near that TV again.
Yeah, get your TV prism situation rolling. I heard the fireworks because I had turned the game off just so it didn't interrupt the Zoom. So I was like, oh, there we go. That's a run. But it
Mhm.
still doesn't change the fact that they're what, down 6-2 still
I believe so,
in the
yeah.
bottom of the ninth.
And they only have a handful of hits, but that's been the theme for the past 2.5 series, I believe.
Yeah, let's just freaking launch right into it. Reds have lost 6 out of their last 7 games. I'm just gonna chalk this one up. Sorry, I mean, look, they could come back in this amount of time. We'll keep you posted, but it's bottom 9. How many outs are there? 1,
I think,
2. Okay, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call this game dead. Hold on, let me get my mirror.
yeah,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We got it.
no,
They've lost 6 out of their last 7. They dropped 2 to San Diego. They got swept by the O's. I don't even know if you can call it a sweep. I would just call it trash removal. Uh, and then
shellacking,
huh?
shellacking.
Just great, just great American ballpark. Go out to behind left center field. There's a woodshed back there. That's where they all were.
Hmm.
It was bad. And then drop this first one to the Snakes.
Collectively, everyone's doing poor. Mostly offense. Pitching has been good, but the offense has just been non-existent. No, there's no getting around it. They just haven't been bringing the bats. No hits is not going to get in any runs. So
Nope. You can't score if you can't hit. So we'll look at the starts. I mean, Lodolo was a tale of 2 starts. His first start, which was against San Diego last week. Lodolo, 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 1 hit, 2 walks, 11 Ks. Boy, howdy, was he good.
lights out. Love it. Going deep and just being dominant the entire time.
Yeah, he was still under 100 pitches in those 7 innings. He got 22 whiffs out of his 99 pitches.
That's great. I
That's
think he settled himself down. I can't remember if he had like a rough like first or something, had to settle himself down and then just like flip the switch, which was a great thing to see. But yeah, he was had a great performance that game. Really, really awesome to see.
Yeah, that's when he had those 2 walks, and then he was like, "All right, enough. Here comes my curveball,"
Yeah.
which he threw 30 of and got 9 whiffs on.
Yeah, and probably got a little bit of shoe black on the ball.
Yeah, he did. He was touching some ankles, man.
Yeah, dude, that's such a good sight to see. I love seeing when like the players swing and miss and their knee is dropped to the ground in the box. That's such a humiliating thing.
Just
Awesome.
straight up fooled,
Mm-hmm.
embarrassed. It's beautiful. But then he went up against Baltimore and 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, 6 Ks, 11 whiffs. He had 100% hard contact rate on his sinker. Curveball was still real good, but he just didn't have what he had against San Diego.
Yeah, control wasn't there. Just didn't seem like he was really feeling it. So that's a bit unfortunate, but still a positive outing for a starting pitcher that was off.
Yeah, absolutely. And San Diego is still a good baseball team. Don't get it twisted. But Baltimore, there's a reason that they're the class of the American League
Absolutely.
because they did that to him. He wasn't 100%, but they still got him out under where he wanted to be. And just, they were so precise. They just kept hitting and getting on and bringing people in. And situationally, we're so good.
They got a deep lineup, man. There was like no real holes in it.
It doesn't stop. And then to think that they have Jackson Holiday, who's going to come back up at some point,
Mm-hmm.
they're so good.
Yeah. Man, I really wanted to see him, but we'll be seeing him again in the future. You
Yeah.
know.
We'll see him in the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
As we try to be optimistic. And then Nick Martinez, who has now been shifted back to the bullpen. Wasn't terrible. 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 6 hits, a walk, 2K, 3 Ks. But here's the thing, man. Like, we aren't asking him to be dominant. We're asking him to do that, and he finally did that.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the pen, mixed up a lot of pitches, not a lot of changeups, only 10, his best pitch, which was surprising, but
Yeah. But hey, I'll take if you give me a swingman that gets us 5, that's awesome. I'd take that every time.
all day. I'm like, great, awesome. Thanks. Thank you for your service. It's much appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you back in the bullpen because Frankie's back.
Yeah, baby.
Graham Ashcraft, who will be going, is he going tomorrow? I.e. today on Wednesday. He is. His last start, dude. His last start, 6 innings pitched, no hits. Sorry, 6 innings pitched, no earned runs, 5 hits, 2 walks, 4 Ks, 11 whiffs, a lot of ground balls. But what's really cool, 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs.
Those are the sexy lines right there. Give me 6 in a big goose egg. Absolutely. And of course, his stuff was sharp that game.
Yeah, his cutter was working. He was getting a lot of weak contact. So, and coming in on their hands and moving that cutter around and letting it work for him. Let that thing eat. That's his game.
Yeah, working that diagonal access right there, having the pitches all kind of fall down that same plane. That is a great grouping.
Fantastic grouping. And also what's very encouraging to see here, changeup 1. He threw one.
Yay! It's progress. We're getting there.
We're getting there with the 4th pitch. Well, technically a 3rd because he's got 2 fastballs, but hey, man. Let's see that curveball though.
Yeah.
Come on. And so that was San Diego, who they, the starters did what they were supposed to do. Just we'll get to the bullpen a little bit in the offense, but not great. And then Hunter Green had to deal with that rain delay.
Yeah, that no rain delay. That was kind of funky.
It was so stupid.
Yeah, they had if you guys didn't know, they were having a rain delay. They thought they were looking at the forecast to where, okay, the rain's going to start around the 1st, but then all those clouds and storm cells dissipated. And so they had about, a 2-hour delay with really next to no rain.
So since there was rain, the problem was there was rain going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then right in front of on the river, there was the 50 West 1 mile walk or run marathon. So they had to delay till the end of that because it was taking place right in front of where the parking goes underneath the ballpark.
Okay. Interesting.
So
to have people get hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't want to have people stumbling around, be like, I'm doing my mile, and then just.
Ew. So it's like a boozing situation too. Okay, that makes way more sense.
Yeah. So they couldn't get it in the window in which to get started because the rain stopped right when that marathon was supposed to start.
Okay. A little perfect storm of silliness.
Yeah, just some terrible city planning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Major League Baseball should be I know that they don't have a human doing the scheduling anymore, but they should be like, hey, we see this weekend. This is like a crazy weekend in Cincinnati. Don't have baseball here.
Yeah, that would be very helpful.
Would be. It's like, hey, there's a flying pig marathon. Let's make downtown worse.
Yeah, let's just make it unbearable to move. Let's create a gridlock traffic situation.
Yeah. So that's why that happened. And Hunter Green couldn't do what I was doing, which was hanging out at in between.
Yeah.
Having a couple beverages and some Malort. Yeah.
Working on the Malort.
Great visual for an audio podcast.
Yeah.
So, but instead came back out 5 2/3, 4 walks, 5 Ks, 5 hits. He was just filling up the zone and then getting out of it pretty quick and going to a lot of full counts.
Yeah, he did have a good final line as far as not giving up he didn't give up any runs there, did he, right?
No.
But yeah, he found himself a lot of 3-2 counts, getting behind on batters, and that's when I feel the momentum shifts and that power dynamic between batter and pitcher with Hunter Green and whoever he's facing is once he gets in those 2-1 counts, just falls behind. That's when the batter knows, okay, he's going to have to come to his favorite pitch, most likely going to be that fastball. So that's when they start sitting on those things and feel a lot more confident knowing he's going to throw something in the zone. So
Exactly. You were exactly right. Yeah, I'm looking at it again just real quick, double checking. Yeah, no earned runs. It felt like it just felt like this whole series, Baltimore had the lead before the game even started.
yeah, it did feel rocky. It felt like there was a lot of upward. We had to like run uphill. It felt like even when things were going well. And I do kind of feel like the Reds team feels that as well. Does feel like they're pressing a bit, but yeah, they did feel like they were behind at times, even when the score was even.
Yeah. It was just like, oh boy, if we can even just get someone to first, and we'll get to that. But and then Andrew Abbott, 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, both of them dongs, no walks, 8 Ks. So what was happening was he was getting into big counts, getting strikeouts, or he was like, I got to take my chance here, got to take my shot. Danger.
Yeah, there was a handful of mistakes he had. He still was battling, but yeah, there was a handful that we could pick out here that he wasn't as sharp on. But again, still a pretty decent start. And the fact that his offense isn't really delivering anything here makes this start not seem that great. But
Yeah.
he was still doing good, even though there was times when he left a handful just hanging out there.
Yeah. And I think that second homer was just right over that left field wall. Like it was a real weak dinger. It was a GABP gimme dinger.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
So yeah, it wasn't like he was having any sort of bad outing or anything. It's just been the long string of unfortunate offensive performances here, combined with some pretty good to great pitching performances.
yeah, and combined with the fact that Baltimore just pro hitters. I mean, you got to work around some dogs, and to get 8 Ks against that lineup is still pretty impressive. And Adley Rushman had the series of his life where I'm like, man, it'd be pretty cool if he was on the Reds.
That'd be pretty tight.
It would have been pretty cool. But and then we get to Frankie Montes tonight. Frankie, our boy, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 7 Ks. Again, another excellent starting performance, just wasted.
Yep, he looked dominant, was dominant. His velocity seemed to be elevated there. He was really coming in pretty hot, and dude, he was dealing.
Yeah, he
You
was
know,
touching 98, and then he was hitting them with the splitter.
yeah, he had the splitter work and the slider. He had the four seamer, sinker at I think 97. It's just like good luck. If all those pitches are working, what are you going to do?
You're not going to be able to do anything because he's also living on the edges. You're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
God,
So yeah, like you said, another wasted great performance.
like all of these performances from this week, we would have taken those in a heartbeat in the second half of the season last year.
Oh, 100%.
And yet we're giving it to him. And the bullpen's kind of keeping it together a little bit. They're doing a
Mm-hmm.
decent enough job. We'll get to them in a second, but then it's just offensively.
Yeah, I feel you. And like we said a bunch, looking back on how the season ended up last year, out from playoffs, 2 games, really a handful of runs. And if you want to look back at some games to where you could change some stuff, I mean, these would be some of those series that you're going to analyze.
Yeah, this is the big one where you're, whew, oh boy, because I mean, the rest of May, which is what we've been talking about all year, is May is coming and it's not fun.
Yeah, and just hopefully can be above 500 at that point. We are now 2 under.
I think
So
isn't it three?
with tonight, yeah, I, I think it's 3.
Oh boy.
regardless, two or three under, not
Three.
exactly where we want to be, especially when we had a lot of these games that were very winnable for us, but collectively did not bring the bats. So that's tough to swallow.
Really hard. And knowing like, look, it's May 7th. There's no real need to panic yet. It's only 3 games under. You kind of want to live around here until the break. You would like to get a little bit more separation.
Mm-hmm.
You'd like to be above 500. It's not enough to truly panic, but just knowing moving forward that you have this giant West Coast road trip where you can really lose some ground and kind of put yourself really behind the 8 ball is where it gets super scary. And, 2/3 of this is operating like it's supposed to, as anticipated, mostly. And then a third of it is just shit the bed.
Yeah, and combined with that, how much more competitive our division is than what we thought going into the season. Brewers are doing great. Pirates were off to a hot start. It's going to be closer than originally anticipated here, so that's another reason why we magnify these losses.
And Cubby's looking good too.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's I know it's still super early, but stack them up, dude.
Mm-hmm.
In the bullpen, Fernando Cruz finally crashed down to earth in San Diego, gave up a big grand old salami
Mm-hmm.
to Jake Cronenworth, but the start of that inning wasn't great. It was just a misplay at first by him, just getting the ball and like just not getting over to first quick enough, combined with um
That one weird bunt or something. It was something blooped in a couple like soft bloopers or something like that.
yeah, and then next thing you know, the bases are loaded and he's frazzled, and then there's the pitch. It was just one pitch. It was just one inside, and Cronenworth hopped on it before he could get fooled by his splitter.
Yeah, a smart at bat. Bummer. Yeah, he was probably the most effective pitcher that we have up until this point in his role, and especially too with that split finger. I mean, up until that game, I can't recall how many times a bat has even touched that pitch. So yeah, that's just he's not, he's human after all. So that's quite all right.
Yeah, it's okay. There's no need to panic. And you know what? This was bound to happen. Sometimes, what'll happen is, one bad thing will happen, two bad things will happen, and then you panic. And that's what happens is you give up the wrong pitch at the wrong time. There it is. There's no need to be concerned in any way, shape, or form. He was bound to have one.
Yeah, I'm not concerned at all with him. That was just, that'll happen. It was a series of bloops, nothing too terrible. And then he got jumped. And hey, you're playing professional hitters.
Yeah,
So,
that'll happen. The person I am starting to get a little bit concerned about is Emilio Pagán. Um, he gave up half of his season total of home runs last week in two, which now puts him at 4. And in Minnesota last season, their whole year, he only gave up 5.
ugh. Yeah, that is a little concerning. I know different ballparks. However, just with the way that's tracking out, it's not exciting. So, a little concerning.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, is he regressing back to his mean, which will mean that he's giving up 12 to 13 home runs, maybe 14 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Where look, when you're called in as a stopper from David Bell and Nick Krall's bullpen, there will be a runner on first and second, and or second or third.
Mm-hmm.
You are a high leverage guy, which is what we brought him in, which is why the Reds brought him in. He can't have the home run problem because it's not just a home run, then it's immediately 3 runs.
Yeah, exactly. You're not being brought in with nobody on.
Yeah,
So
it's not much of a win situation for you, pal. The Reds last year led with inherited runners by the bullpen and then
yeah,
finished top 3 in abandoning those runners.
yeah. But this was something that was known by him. So hopefully he can turn it around. But yeah, moving forward, hopefully these numbers don't play out the way they are currently.
I sure hope so, man. And what you said about new ballpark is totally true. I mean, going to from Minnesota, which is a lot colder and a little bit of a bigger ballpark, to Great American Ballpark, which we talked about in the offseason, was our biggest fear. And so far, our fear has been somewhat validated. But you hope that you can keep it in single digits going out through the rest of the year. But if this trend keeps up, you're going to have to start doing some shuffling and noticing, hey, Emilio's going to have to come in when the inning is fresh, when he's
Yeah.
not bailing somebody out. Emilio's going to have to come in 1-2-3, 1-2-3, and pitch when the bases are empty.
Yeah, bummer, but it is what it is. Hopefully, he gets it straightened out. But if he needs to be that pitcher that comes in at the low leverage situations, well, that's his position.
Yep, 100%. 100%. And then Alexis Diaz is just not in non-save situations. He's just not that dude.
Yeah, I feel you. Like I feel confident every time he comes in, but like when it is a situation where he always needs to get some work in, he just it's not a save situation. It seems like you're asking him to throw at the opposite hand. You know.
Right. And that opposite hand gives up 5 earned runs in 1 1/3 innings.
Yeah, it's just he feels like a different player. Like that switch just doesn't turn on, which I mean, it's great that he has that switch of just like, no, I'm the aggressor, I'm the alpha dog, I'm gonna go and get this win for the team, as opposed to like, why am I out here? We're up by 4. It doesn't matter,
Yeah.
something like that. And then he gets shelled for a few batters. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's one of those weird problems, but fortunately, he's our closer for closing situations. So as long as that situation is there and he's available, I'm not terribly concerned. But it's just one of those weird things, you
Yeah.
know.
And he hasn't been in many of those situations so far this year. So, eh, kind of a
Mm,
bummer, but I have zero concern moving forward with him. But it's just like maybe you like, hey, get your work in today. Do it in the bullpen. That's
yeah,
it.
we don't need you out here.
We don't need to do this. We don't need to inflate your ERA for no reason.
Mm-mm.
Um, and then what was very interesting, well, I want to jump on this before we move to the other moves, is that Sam Moll was sent down to AAA. He had a couple options available. He was a stopper for the Reds last year, only gave up 2 earned runs, and he hadn't given up a run this year. He pitched 3 innings, and yet you're rewarded with your good work by going back to Louisville.
Yeah, hopefully he knows that it's not like a personal situation. It feels like their hands are somewhat tied from like the technicalities of who has options left and just having to maneuver around a handful of guys this week. So I'm assuming it's just because it's clearly not his performance. He's absolutely one of the best pitchers that we have.
Yep.
So bummer, but hopefully it doesn't cause like any bad blood or whatever. I don't imagine it will. It's just optically, it seems a little bizarre.
Agreed. I mean, and also you have the only guys in that bullpen that have options are Fernando Cruz. That's 2, I think. And then the other one is Alexis Diaz. And guess what? You're not sending either one of those dudes down. Emilio
Yeah.
Pagán has a full guaranteed MLB contract. Buck Farmer has one as well, and followed that up with Justin Wilson, Brent Suter. Lucas Sims doesn't have any options. So the only thing that you really have is, okay, well, if Justin Wilson and Buck Farmer are consistently not pitching well, you have to DFA one of them
Mm.
to bring up Sam Moll.
So it's a bit of a harder decision to make. So I get why they made this.
Right. So you look at the vet in Justin Wilson, who gave up the bomb tonight to Corbin Carroll, and you go, well, I can pitch him until his arm falls off. He's a vet, lefty, who was a little flat tonight, and especially to one of the best hitters, not this season so far, but last season with Corbin Carroll. So it's like, and he gives up that dong, but it's like you look back and you're like, oh, okay, I guess we can ride this hot hand for a while, then just eat the money later and bring up Sam and keep him fresh in AAA.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you do. It's just one of those things where you just kind of just see how things start to like shuffle around. And I mean, hopefully you get to reward the guys that are performing well. Sometimes, on technicalities, it doesn't always work out that way. But Yeah, I'd love to see him back up here in the bullpen as soon as possible because he's definitely a player that's critical to that bullpen.
Yeah, I would say that Justin Wilson and or Buck Farmer on the short list of, hey, if you have maybe two or three more baddies in a row, you're going through waivers, pal. So I don't anticipate that we see Sam until the beginning, maybe middle of June, if things start slipping up for either one of those dudes. But one thing that we do know about Sam Moll, guy doesn't hit.
Mm-mm. So yeah, it doesn't matter as long as we don't have anyone that can hit. That's not the problem.
It doesn't matter. You want to hear something wild? Aside from the game tonight, here are your Reds stats for last week: 165, 202, 277 with a weighted runs created plus of 29.
Ew, boy. That is piss poor.
They are worse in batting average on the season than the Chicago White Sox.
But it's so rough. That's so rough. I mean, the Reds were doing good. It seemingly like a couple of weeks ago, minus like a handful of guys, thought some things were trending in the right direction. And then everybody collectively is just like, why even bring our bats?
But we don't need to.
It doesn't matter. It's just, extra weight to carry. I'm gonna start putting old socks in there.
Yeah, they could have brought tennis rackets and got the same results.
Yeah, they're gonna start bringing pickleball rackets. Like, hey, let's start doing something here. Our knees are getting weak. It is. They got pickleball elbow. That's their problem.
That's surprising. Yeah, exactly, dude. They get that pickly tendonitis here.
Exactly. A little pickle bow.
Pickle bow. And what's even worse, I mean, you look at it, 26.6% K rate to a 4% walk rate. They're striking out and barely walking. I mean, for fuck's sake. You had three dudes hit homers of all last week.
Yeah, I
Three.
think they went almost 2 weeks without a home run. No, not. There was some stat I was listening to where it was just like, really, it's been that long since we've had a home run, you know?
Yeah, Spencer Steer hadn't had a homer before after April 6th
Yeah.
until he hit one in San Diego.
Man, there's just been so many bad offensive stats. And I know like there has been some stuff where like even the out Spencer Steer is getting, he's still most of the time hitting the ball hard. CES just he keeps pounding the ball down to third base and short. Uh it seems like they're so close to turning a corner, some of them, and it was unfortunate. Stevenson was hitting the ball well, then he got hit in the forearm, or
Right in the
uh,
hand.
yeah, and had to sit out a little bit. So I mean, he just got a home run. So hopefully he's still seeing the ball. But it just seems like my goodness, it can't all be happening
Right.
like this. We did just get Friedl back, so hopefully having that dude at the top of the order is gonna be like the spark to kind of change things around here.
Yeah.
But all those numbers that you were talking about is just awful.
It's bad. I mean, and looking at the Baltimore series just locked in here, out of the 12 dudes who took ABs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them had a 0.0% walk rate.
Yeah, man. And it seemed before like the Reds were doing good with controlling the zone and being more patient and getting those longer at bats and getting walks. And with this trend that you're seeing, it does kind of tell me that they're pressing a bit more, and also kind of seeing like some of the players get a bit more animated or chippy with the ump. Tells me a bit something too, that they might just be feeling, a lot of that pressure. So, and these numbers would reflect something similar.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with the pressing. I think it's obvious too, and especially with our boy Jamer Candelario. Over the last week, he had a walk rate of 0%, but then had a 16.7K percent, 16.7K percent, which, like, look, that's not bad in any way, shape, or form. It's actually pretty good and, around league average. But that also means he's hitting it and it's not landing anywhere. you know.
No, it seems like he's telling himself, it's like, look, if I keep swinging, I'm going to have to get a hit. And so he's just swinging at so much stuff and not putting great contact on it. So he keeps getting stuff. It's like, I'm not going to throw him hardly anything. They just keep throwing somewhat around the zone. And he's popping up, grounding out, just making weak contact. And so it just seems like he's telling himself, I'm just going to swing if it's close. I need to get out of this funk. And the pitcher's like, hey, fine, you keep doing that. You
Yeah,
know,
you keep thinking you're gonna figure it out, and especially showed in the bottom of the ninth against Baltimore, dude. You know, he just had to get the ball through the gap or just get a walk, anything to bring that run in. Weak fly ball.
yeah, dude, he keeps doing that, dude. He keeps having these weak fly balls, getting way too under it, popping out, having these swings like he's swinging through a pool or something. It just doesn't look good.
No, it's bad. I mean, and then especially knowing that, you know, they faced two lefties over that series. There was only one Red who hit above 250 for the entire series against Baltimore. And that was Rake Fraley with 286. Everybody else, well, you know, everyone else under at 200 or under. And one, two, three, four, five, six people without hits in the series.
Unbelievable. Man, I was hoping Candy would turn around that San Diego series, build off of that. And woo, that is so far in the rear view mirror at this point.
Yeah, he had one hit in 7 plate appearances against Baltimore.
Yeah, dude.
Now, to be fair, there were India had two, Ellie had two, Spencer had two, CES had two, and Fraley had two, and then Candyman had one, and then a lot of other zeros, man. I mean, it was ugly, and and the Baltimore just came in here and outclassed the Reds offensively. It was brutal, and you just felt it in the stands where you're just like, man, this team is so good, it's frustrating.
Yeah, it's a bummer. The Orioles played a really good ball, and the Reds just got to be there to watch. Bummer. And that's the Reds are a great team. Just right now, collectively, they're going through something. So hopefully, like we're saying, maybe TJ Friedl being that additional element that changes the path of things. Because currently, it just seems they are in some sort of mental funk.
Yeah, and I think you're right. TJ Friel, the captain of the outfield, is back, baby. I mean, he didn't do anything tonight, but guess what? He's back. He led the Reds in WAR last season. He's defensively their best player in the outfield. That means a ton. And when he gets going, and that's at the top of your lineup, the rest of this team gets going. And I think this is what's going to turn the tides for this team. I, you know, he he is a spark plug at the top of the top of the you get it.
At the top of the boat.
Top of the boat, man. I was really feeling it, and then I just got real dizzy. I
You're
was
all
like,
right, buddy.
I
But no,
smell, I was smelling
yeah.
some burnt toast.
Oh no, yeah, that's a stroke. That's a stroke, buddy.
Huh?
Just look up, try to sneeze. It'll be fine. There you are. Yeah, you're looking good.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I feel you. Like just hoping to seeing like even Ellie De La Cruz, Spencer Steer, and TJ Friel all hanging out, around the batter's box just right before they're going up. And it seemed like that collective camaraderie that they have does bring like a presence. And that's something that you're hopefully will get them to relax. You can't have like tense shoulders and shit when you're trying to hit a baseball. And that's what it seems. Seems like our boys are stiff. We need some relaxed, loose boys.
Yeah,
And
we do. We need some loosey goosey boys.
that's what we do. We need some loosey gooseys. TJ brings the loosey goosey boys.
That's right. The Cincinnati loosey goosey boys get ready to take down the Snakes for the rest of the series. Yeah, you're right, man. And like, you know, hopefully they stop pressing and get back to who they were when they were hot and ready to go, hot and all bothered.
Mm-hmm.
Unbother yourselves, boys. Come on. Let's hit some baseballs. Let's have baseball's fun. Look like you're having fun.
That's what I think. They need to have a series where it's just fun for them and they get the sticks out and just like, oh, just shake that off. That's just all it is. It's like the flu. It's all it
Yeah.
is. Sweat it out, hang out a little bit in the room, and then get back to it, get back to work, and then things will be right as rain.
Yeah, they'll be good, dude. I'm not overly worried. Just seeing this collective slump is something I didn't anticipate happening this early and sticking around like it has. But, you know, they'll get it going. And guess what? Ellie De La Cruz was bound to get a little cold.
Yeah, bound to happen. He's getting pressed a little bit at the plate. He's getting pitched very well against. But yeah, he's still trending, moving forward, even though, you're going to have some at bats that aren't as great as what you would like, but he's still continually improving his game. So,
Yeah. And guess what? The Reds also made another move. They brought up Connor Capel from
mm-hmm.
Louisville. Who's this guy? Great question. Connor Capel had in 31 games, 7 homers, 16 ribbies. Not too shabby. And what Tet, oh boy, this last name, huh? This is something. Tess Taruskin?
You got it.
Taruskin? I hope I'm right.
Taruskin.
Taruskin, Tess Taruskin, which that sounds like a very Star Wars name.
It does. On a very dusty planet. That's where he lives.
That's where Tess lives, takes off her goggles, removes her balaclava, and just starts chugging blue milk.
Love it.
Love it. Well, last year when Capel was with the A's in their AAA system, summed him up as saying a guy who doesn't have a ton of power that's shown through. He was a useful bench option for now, which is likely to be his ceiling, barring a convincing return in his game power. Of his in-game power. So what they're saying is, this guy has the potential to hit dingers. If he hits dingers, he's useful.
Mm-hmm.
7 home runs in 31 games in 122 plate appearances ain't too shabby. And at this point, you take offense wherever you can get it.
Yeah, anything. If you got a decent batting average, you've got a batting average above 200, you can get on this team right now. So
Yeah.
I'll take whatever.
Yeah. If you can get on base, anything helps.
Mm-hmm. That's what we need. Somebody on base. Just get things going here. So yeah, Connor, nice to meet you. Hopefully I get to do some damage in a Reds uniform.
Yeah. And also, I think this signals the train of, hey, you know what? Connor, you're not hitting great. Okay, Hurtabees, you want to come on? Can you hit? Okay, great. Blake Dunn, can you hit? Hey, Reese Hines, why are you over here? Yeah, Reese. Hey, can you play a corner outfield spot? Great, you're coming up too. Like,
yeah, exactly. We're not married to Martini, like we have some other like options, not just picking him out, but there's other people we can circulate in that 8th, 9th position.
right. So you can just look at these dudes and be like, all right, well, this is kind of a rotating spot until the trade deadline. And say the Mets suck. How cool would it be to get JD Martinez, that guy we wanted them to sign in free agency, to be a DH?
It's possible. I heard Crawl was actually looking at all options for potential trades. So something could happen. Never know.
Yeah, you know what's even more crazy is that after Marte got suspended, JD Martinez was still available. It would have only cost them money.
That's all. Just money.
Just money. And
We
you're
would have made it
starting
back.
opening day with Nick Martini as your DH. You could have gone and like, maybe we should sign a veteran to fill this spot.
Yeah, they didn't make that decision, but who knows? Maybe something could happen here. It's been a wild season so far. You never know what could happen. They've shown that they're willing to open up the purse strings a little bit, so we might see somebody new in a Reds cap coming up.
Yeah. And considering, the fish already turned in and said, yeah, we're done with the season, and traded Luis Ariz to the Padres, who knows? This could signal a lot more teams being open for business sooner.
It really could. Other people tapping out. Some other people in division be like, hey, you know what? We're not making it either. Who knows?
We'll see. But dude, I'm with you. I think if Nick Kral's out there saying we're open to ideas and trades, yeah, you better be. You guys, you're supposed to be better than this.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get McLean back till August, maybe.
Right.
Marte is almost halfway through his suspension.
Mm-hmm.
then you can't have him in the postseason. So I know you just want to get there. What Jake has been saying is, hey, if he can help you get there, get there. Candyman's not hitting. A lot of these guys aren't hitting. Get on the phones now and figure it out.
Yeah, you never know when you're going to have a great opportunity to win your division, and this year it looks very doable. So if there's anything you can do to plug those holes, let's work on it.
Yep. And Bubba Thompson got moved to double A. Imagine being like, I'm in the bigs. And then it's like, oh no, I'm even farther away from it now.
Yeah, sorry about that, kid.
My bad,
We'll
dude. You go hang out, have fun.
choose some bubble gum, whatever you do.
Yeah. Even though our bullpen doesn't have much room, and because that's just how it's been operating. Ian Jabot moved to the 60-day forearm tightness.
Bummer, dude.
I love my Eat Tane.
I know. I can't wait to get him back up here because he's such your boy.
That's my guy. I hope he gets it going, and the 60-day is hopefully it's just he just needs to rest some more, and there isn't any crazy internal damage, and we're good to go. That's what you can hope for.
Yeah, hopefully, needs some more arms. So whenever he's healthy and ready, the Reds would love to have him.
Yes, we would. So the Reds dropped the first one against the Snakes, and they've got two more at home against the Snakes. And then here we go. 3 at the Giants. They haven't put it together yet either, so that's not as daunting as it was a couple weeks ago. And then 3 at the Snakes. So you turn around, you see them again. And then 4 at the vaunted Los Angeles Dodgers in Chavez Ravine. Yikes.
Yeah, man, they're playing good baseball right now.
Good is an understatement. You, sir, might have called it.
Oh, with Shohei?
Yeah.
He's got a lot of stuff swarming around him. The only way he can really control, I guess, his press is by hitting the shit out of a ball. So,
Yeah.
and that's what he's doing.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I just need to continue to be prolific and everything else will go away.
That's all I got to do. Just be a one-man Superman.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I don't think he's Superman. I think he's more Batman with how much he's getting paid.
Yeah, there you go. Man's a billionaire. Yeah, fucking Superman still had to hold a day job. So work a newspaper.
Yeah,
Terrible.
Shohei just has to swing.
That's all he has to do. He's just got to swing a bat and just chill and not get engaged with any crazy, shady individuals that want to take his money.
Of course, that's just the given.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm the rest of this week, you've got Montgomery versus Ashcraft, which if you're in the first 5 innings, just bet the under on runs. Just do that. Green versus Cioni. Is that how you say this guy? That is a very Italian last name. Cecconi. Ciccone.
Ciccone. Ciccone.
Ciccone. Yeah.
It's actually a typo. It's Carl. I'm sorry. That was a typo.
Oh shit. Whoops. And then Abbott Lodolo, Frankie again. In San Francisco. So for the love of God, take 2 from the Snakes, take 2 in San Francisco, and just get some type of momentum going back.
Yeah, and hopefully this team does love a challenge, so maybe this could be something to get them kind of going. Like, hey, this is a really rough road trip here, but we're going to show them, who's who, and bring the sticks or something. I don't know. They've had opportunities to really ramp it up here, but this is going to be a tough month for them here. So hopefully they can get it going sooner than later.
Yeah, let's get the ball rolling. Come on, let's hit the ball. Let's hit it.
Yeah. Literally get that ball rolling. It needs to do something.
Yeah, get it rolling like hard and fast and like that way, like out of the ballpark.
Yeah, it's way out of there, beyond the fence. No one's playing behind there.
No, yeah. Let it go. So let's round third and head for home. What do you got, buddy?
I'm only going to be plugging in just a couple things from here on out. The 24th, I'm going to be at the Commonwealth with a good buddy, Billy DeVore, and then 26th. Future Science. Those are the only 2 things I want to promote for a little while. That'll be at Motor. It's a sketch comedy, live thing, multimedia. It's zany. We wear lab coats. Do you need me to explain further? Come check
No.
that out on the 26th at Motor Pub. Billy, what you got?
All righty. Tomorrow, as in Wednesday, as in today, I will be at Go Bananas closing out the Pro-Am. And then I have give me 1 second here. I almost got it. May 9th, I will be at the Comet with Jeff Tate. So come on out to that. May 18th, I will also be at the Comet doing some spots. I'm doing all these spots to get ready for May 25th at Commonwealth Sanctuary. 7 o'clock. I'm recording my next album. So be there.
24th.
25th. It's a Saturday.
Sorry. I was like, what the fuck? That doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
25th.
There you go. Now it's right. So, all right. Thank you to Sports Drink for posting the audio of this podcast. They were a coffee shop in New Orleans. Check it out. Thank you to In the Clutch. Check out intheclutch.com for all your sweet MLBPA apparel. Use promo code Nasty Boys, all caps, 10% off. Pretty sweet. And then, thanks, Chris, for coming on the Zoom and doing this and putting up with my my Jordan-esque flu game here.
Hey, it was great, man. You pulled it together here, and we didn't have to call Scottie Pippen over. That's great.
Thank God. But Alicia's got the IV ready, so I'm gonna go pass out.
Awesome,
And
buddy.
thanks to you for watching and or listening. And as always, go Redlegs.
Go Redlegs.